Hello, mathematicians. Today we are going to solve multiplication equations with a rational coefficient, which means a decimal or a fraction. So, reminder, to undo multiplication, what must you do to both sides? Divide. To undo multiplication, you will divide. And what you do to one side, you must do to the other. So just like we had done before, we are going to balance. What are we getting rid of here? A times 0.25. How do you get rid of a times 0.25? Divide by 0.25. What do I do on one side? Must do to the other. These will cancel. N equals 16 divided by 0.25. You are going to have to set up a long division. Flip this division sideways, so 16's in the inside. 0.25 out front. Now you can't have a decimal, so I'm going to move it once, twice. And since I moved this decimal twice, what do I have to do with this decimal? Twice. So now I'm dividing 25 into 1,600. Well, 25 does not go into 16, but 25 goes into 160 how many times? 6, which is 150. Subtract, bring down your 0. 25 goes into 100. 4 times, none left over. Our answer is 64. So today we're going to have to remember some of that decimal division that you've learned before. Once, twice, meaning once, twice, then you can divide. Try this next one on your own. Get rid of what is attached to the variable and balance your equation. Let's see how you did. What did you have to get rid of? A times 0.8. How do you get rid of a times 0.8? Divide by 0.8. What do I do on one side? Must do to the other. What happens with these 0.8s? They cancel. So now I have to flip this division problem to the right. 6.4 divided by 0.8. What's wrong with this 0.8? There's a decimal, so what do I have to do? Move it once. If I move this decimal once, what must we do also? This decimal once. So this is now 64 divided by 8. 8 goes into 64. 8 times, none left over. M equals 8. So divide both sides by 0.8. Set up your long division. Move the decimal once, so move this one once, and divide. Those are if you have a decimal in front. Let's check what we do if there's a fraction. So again, I'm balancing. Here's my variable. What is attached with the variable? A 2/5 and a secret times. How do I get rid of a times 2/5? Divide by 2/5. Or divide by 2/5. What happens with these 2/5? Cancel. Dividing fractions is as easy as pi. Flip the second and multiply. How do you multiply fractions? Straight across the top, straight across the bottom. 6 times 5, 30. 15 times 2, 30. 30 over 30 is the same as 1 whole. Okay. Divide both sides by a fraction. Flip the second. Multiply straight across the top, straight across the bottom. Try number 4 on your own. Here's our balance. Get rid of what's attached with the variable. Let's see how you did. What did you have to get rid of? 4/7 and a times. How do you get rid of a times 4/7? Divide by 4/7. And what I do on one side, do to the other. Make sure that this is 6 divided by 4/7. Don't put it the other way. You're taking 6 dividing by 4/7. So now when I divide fractions, flip the second. So I'm flipping the 4/7 to 7/4 and multiply. 6 is over 1. How do you multiply fractions? Straight across the top, straight across the bottom. 42 over 4. You can divide both of these by 2. 42 divided by 2 is 21 over 4 divided by 2, 2. Top is too big. 2 goes into 21 10 times with 1/2 left over. X equals 10.5. Divide by 4/7. Flip the second. Multiply straight across the top, straight across the bottom. Simplify, and we get 10.5. Let's take a look at this last one. Wilson has 9 pounds of trail mix. Okay. So this all together is going to equal 9. If each bag holds 3/4 pound, how many bags can he make? Is he making one bag or multiple bags? Multiple bags. So what are we going to do with 3/4? If we're making multiple, we are going to multiply. So each bag is 3/4. We're making multiple bags or multiplying by the bags. Try and solve the rest of this on your own. Let's see how you did. What did you have to get rid of to get our variable alone? A 3/4 times. How do you get rid of a 3/4 times? Divide by 3/4. What do I do on one side? Must do to the other. Happens with these 3/4 here. They cancel. Dividing fractions. Flip the second and multiply. How do you multiply fractions? Straight across the top, straight across the bottom. 9 times 4, 1 times 3. You could simplify this, or 36 divided by 3 is 12. So Wilson could make 12 bags of trail mix with his 9-pound bag. Set it up just like we had. To get rid of the times, we're going to divide on both sides. If it's dividing by a fraction, flip the second, multiply. Nice job today, mathematicians.